The wildcard's active. Game week 8 is just around the corner and I've made 9 changes to my FPL team. Let's jump right in and see what I've done to my squad. So let's kick things off. In goal we have a new pairing of goalkeepers. Of course we had Flecken and Turner. We have now moved to Areola and Turner simply because I think the fixture, switch up between those two is very favourable. You've got the likes of West Ham having Everton, Brentford, Forest, Burnley and Crystal Palace all off the trot, whereas Forest have weaker fixtures, but still a very cheap goalkeeper pairing that is very favourable, and I will be doing this wild card. Now, moving on, we're looking at the defence. We of course have Botman there. He is flagged on the FPL website. Could be back for game week 9. It could be the case I remove him and put someone else in, but worst case scenario, I use someone on my bench, I guess. But yeah, I think it could be the case Botman gets removed for a different player. I think Anderson of Crystal Palace has been very popular and actually went up in price last night. That could be a move, I guess, but it's not something I really want to do. But yeah, we'll wait and see on that because I'm not quite sure about that move at the moment. Udogie, fantastic attacking presence. Okay defensively as well. Spurs don't look too bad defensively. Quite strong against Liverpool at times defensively. Of course, the red cards of Liverpool did help that matter. But yeah, I think Udogie has a lot. Well, we know he has good fixtures coming up. Luton, Fulham, Palace, Chelsea, Wolves, all off the back of each other. Could scream a few clean sheets here and there, but the attack and presence of Udogie is really what we're picking him for here. Similarly, we have Trippier. I brought him in last week. Thank God I did. Clean sheet and an assist. Fantastic player. He was in my team last year for basically the entire season. Amazing pick last week. Subbing him in and Chilwell coming out. Fantastic decision on my part. Netting 12 points, getting the 3 bonus as well, I believe. But yeah, amazing. He's staying in my team, especially for the fixture run. West Ham, Crystal Palace, Wolves, then Arsenal, but then Bournemouth, Chelsea, Man United, Everton. Not bad at all. I think his attack and presence, getting the crosses in the box with the big structure of Newcastle, set pieces are really key for them, and Trippier unlocks those type of players. Matty Cash, I think we all know what he's capable of now, and with Aston Villa's fixture run, I think everyone should be working towards getting triple up on Aston Villa. These are the obvious players, Cash, Diaby and Watkins, who are in my team. But yeah, you could go for someone like Jacob Ramsey, who's just come back from injury. I wanted to bring him in my first game week 1 draft, but of course his injury just couldn't be possible. But that's someone who could possibly join my team alongside Cash. But yeah, his fixture run is fantastic, and there's no way I'm not tripling up on Aston Villa for this fixture run. Just to quickly go over the bench while it's on the screen. Archer, Kabore, Matete. I'm not quite sure how to say his name. Matete? Who knows? He's just a placeholder. I haven't got a clue how to say his name. But yeah, he did alright in the Championship last season. He's starting to play a few games now. Yeah, he's in there. Who knows? Could be anyone. But Kabore and Archer and Areola, key picks there. Absolute must-haves. I think Archer, you'll see when I come to the strikers, someone has made way for Archer to come in, but Archer will be on the bench and, is a decent sub, I feel like. There was that week he got 12 points about 2 weeks ago. Crazy scenes, but yeah, I think if there's ever need a sub and I'm a bit stuck with transfers, he could easily come in and do a job. He's going to play the minutes, maybe nick a goal, maybe nick an assist. Who knows, but yeah, he's in. Areola we spoke about, great fixtures, but yeah, that is everything for the defence and my goalkeeper pairing. Switching our attentions to my midfield now, we have Salah, Son, Maddison and Diaby. Of course, Diaby we spoke just as we spoke about Cash. His fixture run is fantastic. He looks a really progressive player. Really enjoyed watching him against Brighton, even though owning Estupinian, yikes, -2 last week. Not ideal, but he looks dangerous, and him assisting Watkins is going to happen frequently within this fixture run. You can see it happening. Fantastic player. What a bit of business by Aston Villa to bring this man in. Same goes with James Maddison. He has been fantastic for Spurs. It seems he's injured, then he's not. He's got a knock, he's not. He trains, but he's just playing. So he's going to remain in my team. And we know how good Spurs fixtures are in the next 3 at least. You got Chelsea and Wolves after those 3. Not bad fixtures, but yeah, he's going to just stay in my squad. I've rode his price up. There was an option of maybe going away from him and switching him to Son, but with riding the price up, there's no reason I really want to get rid of Maddison. But there is a reason why Son is next to him. Now, Son seems to be just playing that 9 role. He's not moved off to the left. It seems that Johnson would possibly, steal a few minutes off him. But Johnson just got injured, so Richarlison's aren't now on the left. Son's striker, they're interchangeable. It just seems like a good idea to have Son, especially he could be a little bit of a captaincy punt. Now, I've just read on Twitter he has a little bit of a groin niggle and he will be coming off a little bit earlier like he has been doing. So potentially not the best, for a captaincy pick, but with the fixtures, does it balance out? I think it might do. So that could be a shout to captain Son at some point in these next few game weeks. Now Salah, rough game against Spurs, 2 red cards, couldn't really get going. There was a few counter-attacking opportunities where he looked absolutely lethal, but referee pulled back on a foul, this, that and the other. You just get really frustrated, got a yellow card eventually out of that. But yeah, Salah has to be in the team. I had Luis Diaz. Yes, there was that controversy where he should have got a goal against Spurs, but at the end of the day, I just don't think Diaz is the attacking pick. I think Salah has to be that attacking pick. He's going to get loads of minutes, more than Diaz. Yes, he's more expensive, but the quality is shown so far in terms of assists, not so much goals, but his creative presence in that Liverpool side is really, really important. And I think with Darwin Núñez playing a few more minutes, if he can just finish those chances, Salah's numbers and attacking returns will just fly to the sky. But yeah, that's why I've picked them for my midfield. Now, strikers. This is going to shock a lot of people, but Alvarez has made way in my squad for Ollie Watkins. Now, in my head, Ollie Watkins outscores Alvarez in the next 6 weeks comfortably. I just don't think with Man City's hard fixtures that they're going to get as many goals as they would against weaker teams. We've just seen them get beat by Wolves. Away at Wolves is somewhat a hard fixtures we've seen last season, but Man City should be beating teams like this comfortably. I'm just not sure Alvarez outscores Ollie Watkins. Like I say, that's why Watkins is in. Watkins potentially being a captaincy option. It's always nice to have that flexibility. Different captains, especially with Haaland's high ownership of 92%, he gets captained every single week. If I can maybe find other options in Salah, Son and Watkins as a captaincy pick, it just makes me a massive differential and possibly shoots me up that rank just a little bit more than I want to be. It has to be done, I think. Haaland stays in, 92% ownership. It's really obvious he has to be in. If he's not, who else am I going to pick really? Maybe Alvarez and then put more money into my squad, but there's not too many positions there where I feel like I need to improve. Potentially it could be the case we downgrade Haaland to an Alvarez, load up the bench with Brighton players ready for their fixture turn in game week 10. Could help with a few price rises, but at the moment I'm really comfortable with my money. I've got 0.6 in the bank, a really healthy looking squad. I just don't see the need to sell Haaland, especially at 92% ownership. With the Bournemouth fixture in game week 11 as well, he's going to be the captaincy pick there, despite Liverpool having Luton and Aston Villa having Forest. I think Bournemouth is probably one of the better fixtures for Haaland, just the way he plays. But, Salah against Luton does sound very good now I say it out loud. It's just a difficult situation. I think you have to the obvious thing is to stick with Haaland, but something inside of me is telling me, why not switch him out? He's got hard fixtures, but then who else do I bring in? Darwin Núñez? Not sure. His minutes aren't too solid at the moment, but yeah, that overall is my squad, folks. Just a little bit of a talk now of why I'm wildcarding. This has been the plan from about game week 2. I've known I wanted to game week 8 wildcard, maybe even game week 9 if I could survive long enough, but I think it is absolutely right for me to game week 8 wildcard. Yes, we know we have an international break in between this, but I just think it is the best time for my squad, and it has been for a while. Yes, I know a lot of content creators have wildcarded this week, but this has been my plan for a good while. Their plans seem to be game week 10, game week 9, but they've obviously brought it forward because their squads are in absolute shambles. Little bit like mine, I had a few picks that I needed to pick out. Chilwell, Jackson being removed, Luis Diaz making way. There's a few moves that I really needed to do, but yeah, game week 8 wildcard. That's why I've done it. It just makes sense for my squad. It may not make sense for your squad. You may have already wildcarded, but my absolute tips for going forward from game week 8: Aston Villa players look great. Son playing that number 9 consistently looks really, really fun, especially for a captaincy pick. Salah, if you can somehow fit him in, I think you're going to love that, especially with Everton, Forest, Luton coming up in the next 4 game weeks. Could be a shout of a captaincy pick as well, a bit of a differential pick. But yeah, also Trippier, if you can afford him. I know these are high value players I'm telling you about, and you're not going to fit all of them in the squad. Some people a bit low on money, especially lower than others if they've held Man United assets. I haven't, so I have the value in my squad remain. But yeah, Trippier I think is the shout for a Newcastle defensive pick. Of course, I have 2, Botman and Trippier, but last week that just seemed like an absolute need to swap Chilwell to Trippier. But yeah, that's just a few little tips from me in game week 8 wildcard. Just to quickly show off the team value from Fantasy Football Hub. Of course, we had a in the 80s team ranking last week. I think this just shows the wildcard has massively improved my team. Fantasy Football Hub don't believe Botman is going to get very many points. Of course, if I can just switch him out, the team rating is going to go up higher. But for now, he just stays in because I'm not quite sure who to bring in. 95 team rating, 57.8 predicted points. There's a lot of away fixtures in the squad. Well, I say that everyone has an away fixture, bar 2 players who are on the bench. Hopefully that doesn't affect the boys too much. Kind of worried about Spurs going away to Luton. Not in the sense that they're not going to do well and probably win the game, but it's an away fixture at Luton. I think Luton at home are potentially a better team than they are away, massively, in fact. But yeah, the team rating is there. It shows that it's just improved my team. And, I hope you can see that as well. But that is absolutely everything for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit of tips thrown in there for those who wildcarding. That is how I'm going to play my wildcard. You might have a few different players to me, but that is totally fine. Wildcard is a bit of time for you to have fun and just experiment with your team. What can you achieve with your wildcard? And I would just say as a last tip, plan for the future. That's what I've done with this team. It's going to help you navigate through the next few weeks. But yeah, that's everything for today. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and a subscribe. It supports me, and hopefully my videos are supporting you in your FPL journeys. I'm posting a lot on TikTok lately. Just follow me on there. The link is in the description. A few usernames on Twitter, TikTok, etc. if you just want to drop me a quick follow. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now, guys.